The smell of freshly brewed coffee filled the air as Emma wiped down the wooden counter of her small coffee shop, Morning Bliss. Nestled in the heart of a sleepy coastal town, the shop was her pride and joy. It had taken years of hard work, late nights, and countless cups of coffee to turn her dream into a reality. Emma had always been a homebody, content with her routines and the familiarity of her town. She found joy in the little things, greeting regulars, perfecting her latte art, and watching the ocean from the shop's large front windows. Still, some days, she wondered what life might have been like if she'd taken a different path. One rainy Tuesday, as Emma arranged freshly baked scones in the display case, the bell above the door jingled. A man stepped in, shaking off his umbrella. He wore a well-worn leather jacket and carried a backpack slung over one shoulder. His dark hair was damp from the rain, and his piercing green eyes scanned the room before landing on her. "Hi," he said, his voice deep but warm. "Do you have anything that can warm me up? It's freezing out there." Emma smiled. "You've come to the right place. How about a hot caramel latte? It's a house favorite." "Sounds perfect," he said, setting his bag down by a table. As she prepared his drink, Emma found herself glancing at him. There was something familiar about him, but she couldn't quite place it. He had a quiet confidence, the kind that came from someone who had seen the world. When she brought the latte to his table, he looked up at her with a smile. "Thanks. This place has a nice vibe. Is it yours?" "Yes," Emma replied, a hint of pride in her voice. "I opened it a few years ago." "It's cozy," he said, taking a sip of his drink. "And this is the best latte I've ever had. I'm Liam, by the way." "Emma," she replied. Liam stayed for hours that day, ordering another drink and pulling out a sketchbook. Emma watched from behind the counter as he drew, his pencil moving quickly over the page. She couldn't help but wonder about him. Over the next few days, Liam became a regular. He'd show up in the morning, order his caramel latte, and sit by the window with his sketchbook. Sometimes he'd chat with Emma, asking her about the shop, the town, or the ocean view. Emma learned that Liam was a traveler, passing through the area on his way to visit an old friend. He told her about the places he'd been, Paris, Tokyo, South America, and she listened, captivated by his stories. But Emma couldn't shake the feeling that she knew him from somewhere. The way he spoke, the way his eyes crinkled when he smiled. It all felt familiar. One evening, as they were the last two people in the shop, Liam looked at her and said, "You don't recognize me, do you?" Emma frowned. "Should I?" He laughed softly. "It's been years, but we used to know each other. I'm Liam Carter. We were neighbors when we were kids." Emma's eyes widened as the memories came rushing back. Liam Carter, the boy who had lived next door, who used to climb trees with her and share peanut butter sandwiches on summer afternoons. They had been inseparable until his family moved away when they were 12. "Liam," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "I can't believe it. It's really you." Over the next few weeks, Emma and Liam spent every spare moment together. They talked about their childhood, reminiscing about the treehouse they built and the games they played. Liam told her about the years he spent traveling, searching for meaning and inspiration. "I always wondered about you," Emma admitted one evening as they sat on the shop's front porch, watching the sun set over the ocean. "I thought maybe you'd forgotten about me." "Never," Liam said, his voice steady. "I always remembered you, Emma. You were my best friend." As they grew closer, Emma realized her feelings for Liam had deepened. He wasn't just her childhood friend anymore. He was someone who saw her for who she truly was. One night, Liam showed her his sketchbook. Inside were drawings of the places he'd visited, but there were also sketches of her coffee shop, the ocean view, and even her. "You've been drawing me?" Emma asked, her cheeks flushing. "I couldn't help it," Liam said, smiling. "You're part of my story now." As the weeks turned into months, Liam decided to stay in Maplewood. He said he was tired of running and wanted to put down roots. Emma's heart swelled at the thought of him being a permanent part of her life. One quiet evening, as they closed up the shop together, Liam took her hand. "Emma," he said, his voice filled with emotion, I've spent so much of my life searching for something, meaning, home, love. But now I realize everything I've been looking for has been right here all along, with you." Tears welled in Emma's eyes as she smiled. "You're my home too, Liam." From that day forward, they were inseparable. The coffee shop became not just a place for Emma's dreams, but for theirs together. Liam started hosting art workshops in the shop, drawing people from near and far, while Emma continued to create the perfect lattes. And every time someone asked how they met, they'd laugh and say, "It all started with a caramel latte and a little bit of fate."